The trout in the towers, the wolves dropped the fish and they all ran away. The trouty flopped off around.
Winter has arrived in Telltale Games' Game of Thrones. The game is connected to author George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire books, but is more closely related to the HBO television show. The events in Telltale's Thrones run concurrent to Season 4 of the show, starting at the end of Season 3 and ending at the start of Season 5. There are spoilers ahead if you haven't watched through Season 3 or read the series' third book, A Storm of Swords. I'll keep details to a minimum, but this video is meant to provide context and chronologically link the show and the game. Telltale's Game of Thrones stars House Forrester. Mentioned in A Song of Ice and Fire's 5th book, A Dance with Dragons, the Forresters live in, as you'd expect, a forest, the Wolfswood, a northern region loyal to House Stark of Winterfell. Winterfell, as you know, was sacked by Theon Greyjoy and burned to the ground in Season 2. Ironrath is the Forresters' homestead within the woods, where they oversee production of ironwood. Ironwood is one of the North's greatest natural resources and in high demand throughout Westeros as the War of the Five Kings gets underway. Most of the ironwood groves belong to the Forresters. Anyone who knows Game of Thrones knows this is going to cause major problems for someone later. At the game's beginning, the members of House Forrester and those who serve them are scattered throughout the world. Lord Gregor and Lady Alyssa have 5 children: Roderick, Asher, Mira, the twins Talia and Ethan, and Ryan. Mira is handmaiden to Margaery Tyrell, who is in King's Landing and betrothed to Joffrey Lannister. Asher is in exile in Essos, the continent east of Westeros. Lord Gregor, Roderick, and Gregor's squire Garrett Tuttle are predictably off embroiled in the war fast engulfing Westeros.
To Robb Stark, the king in the north! The king in the north!
Seriously, if you're not caught up on Game of Thrones, stop watching. You've been warned. Episode 1, Iron from Ice, begins around the same time as the penultimate episode of the show's 3rd season. Robb and Catelyn Stark, as well as a large number of Stark forces, including House Forrester, are camped out at the Twins, preparing for the wedding of Catelyn's brother Edmund Tully to a daughter of Lord Walder Frey. Theon Greyjoy is being tortured by Ramsay Snow, the bastard son of Roose Bolton, in the northern Dreadfort. Bolton demands Theon's father, Lord Balon Greyjoy, pull his soldiers out of the north in exchange for Theon's life. Balon refuses, and his daughter Yara acts against her father, setting out to rescue her brother. And in the north, Samwell Tarly has just returned to Castle Black with Gilly and her baby, having spent some time guiding Bran, Hodor, Jojen, and Mira northward beyond the Wall. Ravens are dispatched across Westeros to warn everyone of the impending White Walker invasion. Stannis Baratheon answers the summons and sets out with an army for the Wall. White Walkers, in case you've forgotten, are these guys. Jon Snow escapes the Wildlings after the worst espionage mission in history, and before making his way back to Castle Black, he is overcome by his ex-girlfriend Ygritte, who shoots him with a bunch of arrows to remind him that she likes him. Arya Stark, youngest daughter of the house, is still vagranting with the Hound, and Sansa, the eldest, is in King's Landing, where she has just married Tyrion Lannister. Also freshly arrived in King's Landing, Jaime and Brienne. And that last Stark child everyone forgets about, Rickon, is on his way with Asha to a vassal house of the Starks, because he is too young to do anything interesting like stab people or boink. Daenerys Targaryen is in Yunkai and has freed all the slaves and taken over the city. Her dragons roam the skies freely, making everyone question her parenting methods. This first episode of Game of Thrones, Iron from Ice, picks up around the time of these events and will move forward in conjunction with the show's timeline. And remember, this is a Telltale game about Game of Thrones. The things we love destroy us.